Riverview, Florida. A place where sunshine kissed the manicured lawns and a gentle breeze whispered through palm trees. The town was a picturesque slice of Americana, where neighbors greeted each other with warm smiles and children played freely in the streets. It was a place where the community felt like an extended family, and the worries of the world seemed to fade away in the golden glow of the Florida sun. It was the picture of suburban tranquility, the kind of place where the biggest news was the opening of a new coffee shop or the annual 4th of July parade, but beneath the surface, a darkness simmered. Hidden behind the white picket fences and well-kept gardens were secrets that no one dared to speak of. Whispers of discontent, of broken dreams, and of lives that were not as perfect as they seemed. A tragedy awaited, ready to shatter the peaceful facade and expose the raw underbelly of human emotion. The storm clouds that gathered on the horizon were not just a sign of impending weather, but a metaphor for the turmoil that was about to engulf the town. The residents of Riverview were blissfully unaware of the storm that was brewing, a storm that would leave no one untouched. This is the story of Melissa Turner and Matthew Trussler, a young couple bound by love, torn apart by betrayal, and forever linked by a crime that shook Riverview to its core. Melissa and Matthew were the epitome of young love. They met in high school, their romance blossoming in the hallways and at football games. They were inseparable, their love story the envy of their peers. But as they grew older, the pressures of life began to weigh on their relationship. Financial struggles, career aspirations, and personal insecurities started to create cracks in their once solid foundation. Their tale, like the humid Florida air, hung heavy with secrets and lies. Melissa, with her bright smile and infectious laughter, hid a darkness that even she struggled to understand. Matthew, with his quiet strength and unwavering loyalty, found himself caught in a web of deceit that he could not escape. Their love, once a beacon of hope, became a prison of mistrust and fear. It was a story of passion twisted into obsession, of trust eroded by suspicion, and of a love triangle that spiraled into unimaginable violence. Melissa's past, a shadow she could never fully escape, came back to haunt her. An old flame, a man who had once held her heart, re-entered her life, igniting a fire that threatened to consume everything in its path. Matthew, sensing the change in Melissa, became increasingly paranoid and possessive. The love that had once brought them together now drove them apart, leading to a series of events that would end in tragedy. As the truth unraveled, it left behind a trail of heartbreak, unanswered questions, and a community forever scarred. The residents of Riverview, who had once prided themselves on their close-knit community, found themselves grappling with the reality that they had been living in a bubble. The crime that shook their town was not just a story of two individuals, but a reflection of the hidden darkness that lurked within their seemingly perfect lives. The shock waves of the tragedy rippled through the community, leaving no one untouched. Friends and neighbors questioned their own relationships, wondering what secrets lay hidden behind closed doors. The once idyllic town of Riverview would never be the same again. Melissa Turner, a young woman with a bright smile and a heart full of dreams, seemed to have it all. She was popular, outgoing, and deeply in love with her high school sweetheart, Matthew Trussler. Matthew, with his boyish charm and athletic build, was the epitome of a charmer. They were Riverview's golden couple, their future as bright and promising as a Florida sunrise. Their love story unfolded like a classic fairy tale. Stolen kisses in the hallways, romantic picnics by the river, and whispered promises under the starlit sky. They were inseparable, their lives intertwined like the roots of the ancient oak trees that dotted the Riverview landscape. But beneath the surface of their picture-perfect romance, cracks began to appear, hinting at the turmoil that lay ahead. As their relationship deepened, so did Melissa's insecurities. She craved Matthew's attention, needing constant reassurance of his love. His easygoing nature and flirtatious personality, once endearing, now fueled her anxieties. Every smile he shared with another girl, every phone call he answered in hushed tones, chipped away at her confidence, planting seeds of doubt and fear. Matthew, oblivious to the storm brewing within Melissa, continued to bask in the attention of others. He thrived on being the center of attention, reveling in the admiration of his peers. He saw no harm in his actions, dismissing Melissa's concerns as unfounded jealousy. He failed to see the depth of her emotions, the way her love was morphing into a dangerous obsession. The tension that had been simmering beneath the surface finally boiled over on a humid summer night. A party at the lake, pulsating with music and laughter, became the backdrop for a confrontation that would change everything. Melissa, consumed by jealousy and fueled by alcohol, accused Matthew of infidelity, her words laced with anger and hurt. Matthew, caught off guard by Melissa's accusations, denied everything. He pleaded with her to listen, to understand that his heart belonged only to her, but his words fell on deaf ears. Melissa, blinded by her own insecurities, refused to believe him. As the night wore on, the argument escalated, their voices rising above the music, their anger echoing across the still water.